Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2014 Kubota M7060 tractor that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, talk about anything that I know on this particular machine. Then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it around, we'll show you the 3-point, the PTO, let you hear the engine, we'll show you the front pins on the loader, show you the hydraulics are strong, lift the loader, dump the bucket, hit the brakes, show you those are strong, lift the front end up and back up, show you the 4-wheel drive works. As always, if you are in the market for a used tractor, a used piece of ag equipment, or a used piece of construction equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2014 Kubota M7060 OROPS 4-wheel drive. It's got the LA 1154 front loader with skid steer mount quick attach, 8-speed hydraulic shuttle shift, 2 rear remotes. It's got cast centers on the rears, R1 tires, 2,049 hours. So this one is one that I just traded in. He traded in on a 9960 Kubota with a cab. Basically, the main function that he used this tractor for was bush hogging. He used it for some other stuff, but he said most of the hours were put on running a bush hog. They have a big property and they just used it for property maintenance. So here in a little bit, like I said, we'll show you these pins up here are pretty doggone tight, especially for 2,000 hours. And for now, I'll just kind of get up close to everything. We'll show you the condition. The paint, as you'll see here, is fairly bright. It's got nicks and scuffs and scratches. It is still a 2,000 hour 11-year-old tractor. You see some scuffs and scratches up here on this front cylinder. Same thing here. But it is honestly pretty doggone nice for 11 years old and 2,000 hours. Again, like I said, this paint is fairly bright. Everything looks pretty good. Here you can see the decals are starting to flake off a little bit. If you're all familiar with Kubota decals, you know they are not great. You'll see there's a little bit of moisture on it. We had a heavy frost overnight. It's getting cold out here and that frost is finally melting off, but there's still a little residual water from that frost melting. You can see there how reflective that paint is though. Everything looks good here on this loader arm bracket. This cylinder looks good. Looking at the front tire on this side, I'm going to say we're at least 45 to 50% tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. There is a little bit of dry rot starting in here, just a little bit of weather checking. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Looks good here on the sidewalls. Taking a step back, looking at the front rim on this side, as you can see there, pretty darn bright paint. Just your typical, there's a little ding here, a few little scuffs and scratches on the outer edges. Nothing I wouldn't expect for an 11-year-old machine with 2,000 hours though. Coming back, taking a look at the fender on this side. As you'll see there, nice and straight. No huge dents or dings. Just typical, there's some scuffs and scratches. There's a few scratches in here where your boot rubs when you get on and off, but as you can see there, that paint is very bright and reflective. No huge dents or dings here, a couple scratches there. Then around back here on this back plastic piece, the fenders are separate from here back. You'll see just scuffs and scratches. You see that, it's very common on these. Scuffed and scratched there, but the plastic's not busted. I know it's a little hard on this side to see underneath there, but everything's pretty good underneath the fender. Looking at the rear tires, you can see there, plenty of tread depth left here. I'm gonna say we're at least 55 to 60% tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. Rear tires, nice and deep tread bars there. Really not much weather checking or anything back here to speak of. Maybe just a tiny little bit starting in there. The sidewall looks good. Looking at the back here, like I said earlier, cast centers on the rears. Again, those rims are decent. A few little nicks around the outer edges and a couple little chips here and there. Nothing out of the ordinary for an 11-year-old tractor. Coming around to the back, 3-point arms are good. They do have the extendable 3-point arms. Drawbar's pretty good. 540 PTO. PTO guard's in good shape. Looking at everything else back here, I'll try to go slow so you can see. Everything else looks pretty good. Like I said, 2 rear remotes. Back side of this fender, again, just some scuffs and scratches there. Paint flaking off a little bit in a couple spots. Looking at the rear tire on this side, again, tread depth matches up really well to the other side. Plenty of life left here. Again, really not much weather checking or dry rotting in there to speak of. Same thing here on the sidewalls. Looking at the rear rim here. This side shows maybe just a little more fade on that rear rim than the other side did. You can kind of see kind of discoloration like they always get. Some scuffs and scratches. Again, nothing out of the ordinary here. Looking at the fender on this side, again, nice and straight. No huge dents or dings. That paint's nice and bright. A couple little scratches here. The shield looks good. Taking a look at the front tire on this side. Matches up pretty well to the other side. A little bit of a tread bar, starting to get a couple chips out of it right there. Otherwise, about the same as the other side. Looking at that front rim on this side, again, that orange paint's fairly bright. Some scuffs and scratches around the outer edges. Some little paint chips here and there. Nothing huge out of the ordinary on this side. Looking at the, guess I should have done that on the other side, but looking in here, there you can see how bright the paint is on the side of the hood. The other side's the same way. There is a little bit of a dent right here. You can kind of see that. I don't know how well you can see, but there is a little bit of a dent there. But that paint is very, very bright and very reflective. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, nothing that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. This paint's fairly bright. A few scuffs and scratches here and there, nothing out of the ordinary. And looking down here at the back of the skid steer mount plate, everything looks good there. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated there. Coming up front, we'll take a look at that bucket. Bucket looks fine. Obviously it's a used bucket. You see some of the paint's out of there. Nothing out of the ordinary there. A little bit of a dent here at the top. Looks like maybe they hooked a chain to it and lifted something. That crossbar looks fine there. Same thing up here. Some scuffs and scratches. This is spots where there's paint. It looks like, if I remember right, when he brought it in, he actually used chains. When he tied it down, he wrapped chains across here, and that's what these are from. So every time he loaded on his trailer, that's where the chains rubbed. Grill guard is in good shape. I've got it unlatched and pulled forward partially. I mean, there's some scuffs and scratches there. Like I said earlier, front sides of the cylinders have some scratches. Nothing I wouldn't expect for an 11-year-old tractor. Looking at the headlights here, they look good. Down here, the black mesh is pretty darn good. There's a couple little scratches in it here. If I can get the camera down so you can see that, a couple little scratches there in that black mesh. Little bit of a dent and scratch here, and then a couple scratches there, but you can see otherwise that paint is very bright and reflective. Some small rock chips up here right on this edge. If you can see them or not, I'm not sure, but they are there. Otherwise, like I said, the sides of the hood, very, very bright and reflective. There you can kind of see that scratch there in that black mesh. A few little spots up here where the paint's chipped. All right, taking a look underneath the hood here. A little bit of dust and dirt in here, but nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking in there, the fins are really good there on the radiator. Up top, everything looks good in there. Bottom side of the hood, that foam piece is starting to fall down there. It just needs kind of re-glued. We'll go over to the side and see what we can see over here on the side of the block. Try to go slow here and try to get my camera in the best that I can. It's kind of hard with this camera setup, but you can see in there a little bit of dust and dirt, but otherwise everything looks pretty dry. I don't see any oil or diesel running anywhere. I don't see any antifreeze running anywhere here. Nice and clean in there. See down here again on the side of the block, everything looks good. And he did tell me that he had just serviced everything. So you see there 1,992 hours, and we're at 2,049 now. Side of the oil pan looks good. believe he told me he, yeah, it looks hard to see him in there, but he did the hydraulic oil and everything also at 1900 hours and those filters. So main big service was done recently. Front axle on this side looks good. That shield that goes in front of your steering cylinder looks good on this side. Same thing over here. That shield looks good. Front axle looks good. We'll get in here and take a look at the engine on this side. Again, everything looks good down there. A little bit of dust and dirt, but again, I don't see any oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere. It does have a block heater. There you can see the side of the block on this side's nice and clean as well. Take a look at the operator station here. Step on this side's good, just paint wore off there where your boot rubs. This rubber floor mat is starting to get where it's peeled back just a little bit here. Nothing I wouldn't expect for a 11-year-old tractor with 2,000 hours. Otherwise, pretty good. Clutch pedal looks good. Tilt steering wheel pedal's fine. Brakes are good. Foot throttle's good. Taking a look at the seat here, both armrests are good. The seat is starting to get cracks where they always do. Here, 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 and here. That one there's about probably 2.5, 3 inches long. That's the longest one. That's probably about 2 inches. Same thing here. So a couple little cracks starting there in that bottom seat cushion. Backrest seems fine. I don't see any cuts or tears there. And like I said, both armrests are fine. Over here, your remotes are good. 8-speed. Everything's good there. Your high and your low. Loader controls. Steering wheel looks good. Your forward reverse hydraulic forward reverse lever looks good. Tilt steering wheel works like it's supposed to. 2049.2 hours. This cow up here, everything looks pretty good. Couple little small spots right there with little rock chips or paint peeling a little bit, but there you can see the top of that hood, how bright it is. Very, very nice for an 11-year-old tractor, and bright orange paint. There you can see just the side of this hood. All right, like I said, this one's a 2014 M7060. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. I'll get that hood shut. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.